Fans are saying this is giving Yellowstone meets Virgin River. What would you make of that?
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I think it's great. I love the idea that this, it's about these two warring families that have been doing it for generations and can't quite get it together.
Well, if it isn't Stan Kirkland.
It's been a while, huh? What is it with that guy anyway? He lost everything. Just trying to make sense of it.
I really like the idea that this guy is starting from a place of like absolute darkness in the beginning, having lost his wife and then losing his son a year to the day the show starts, and just trying to pick himself back up and get back into the real world, and realizing that she was a huge part in helping him pull himself out of this thing, and it goes all over the place from there. But it's about love and the complications of that, and it's about the land, and it's about the legacy that brings, and all that stuff I'd love.
It's about watching all these characters find their purpose. It's about all the more complex human relationships, these two especially, with the guy who just can't seem to make a move, or, and she's just like, I know I can save him. I know I can change him. I know if I just shake him hard enough. And, you just got to learn those lessons. And I also love that, these are characters that are a little bit older and they've lived some life and they're still learning these lessons. And I think that's just so honest and real and relatable. And I love that about it.
With all that being said, the show really has everything a part of it. What was the selling point for you that you're like, I have to be a part of this project?
For me, it was. I just really related to the idea that his family, this land, and the legacy and all that stuff. I just so related to that guy. I think on so many levels that I just wanted to be a part. And I had never done anything like this, so I wanted to get back on a horse and run a ranch. I was at my place when I talked to April for the first time. I was totally in this mode of who this guy was, and I was like, yeah, I love the script and let's do it.
Almost art imitating life in a way.
It was, and I think that there's, I love the fact that he was so broken, and how do you pull yourself out of that? The idea of everything sort of starting from that point, and how do you dust yourself off and get back in the saddle?
I love the idea of telling a story about a woman coming into her own power that's not necessarily in her 20s, but she's like, I still know women my age that are still trying to figure it out and trying to, learn how to recognize patterns and know how to step out of those patterns and know when, am I falling in love with potential here, or am I in love with the person that is in front of me? Am I trying to save somebody, or am I really am I lying to myself? And so I really relate to that. I relate to her. I've been through those things throughout my life, those dynamics, the push-pull dynamic, the will he, won't he, if I just love him enough, maybe he will. And I think that's really relatable. And I love that, it's not your typical outcome. She does find her power, and she does finally, eventually choose herself. And I love the idea of telling that story for young girls to look at, to know that it doesn't always have to revolve around finding a man.
Right.
Yeah. Or a man to save you.
Yeah. I love that you hit the nail on the head of like where I'm at in my life of like, we're just trying to figure it out. Like, I'm ready to move to a ranch. I want my horses. I want land. Still want like the bright lights of Hollywood. You have the best of both worlds. You're living off the grid. Mm-hmm. You can still have this life as well. Is this kind of the best case scenario for you, where you can have both?
Well, I love it. Maybe it's not for everybody, but for me, I think when I got this place 16 years ago, there was nothing there. It was just empty. And then I got the other half of parcel came available, and it was just a hunting shack with no electricity or water on it. So then I had something. And then the one next to that one went for sale, but they were all so reasonably priced compared to what is here in Los Angeles that I was like, I have to do it. This is what I really want, because then I can just sort of shape it and do what I want. So for me, it's just giving me purpose as far as what I want to do, what the my off time, I want to be out there building things, teaching my kids how to, for me, it was like a great counter to what, I don't even own a lawnmower in Los Angeles. Out there, I'm on a tractor. It's like two different worlds.
Right.
And I think it's so good for my boy and my baby boy now too, to just start to learn how to do some of the basic things that I think we've either forgotten or never learned how to do. And I never learned how to do a lot of this stuff, but I'm pretty good at it.
I was gonna say, for Axel, growing up in Hollywood, in this state, in this, in the world of the bright lights of Hollywood, how much of a change has this been for him? And is he loving it?
He loves it out there. He really does. He's got a group of friends. There's like 6 or 7 boys his age, which is strange because it's not a very big lake and there's not that many people out there. So he looks forward to it. We have soccer tournaments on the beach. We, jet skiing and tubing. I'm making him, if he wants to go tubing, he's got to go get the rope and tie it to the thing and get it ready to go. Like just the basics to get him, hopefully he'll be able to take care of it someday, So that's really what it's been a lot of fun for me.
Oh, the simplicity of it. Are you ready to change your zip code at some point?
To live off the grid?
Yes, off the grid. There we go. Yeah.
Like,
Change your zip
maybe
code.
not that far. And we don't live off the grid, by the way. We have full internet, and it's much more comfortable than it used to be, but it's still pretty.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I've seen
It just
the
reminds me of
pictures.
like the simplicity and the beauty of the land, and that's what I love about the show too, and the messaging of
Yeah.
respecting the land and all that. and
I
tying
think
it all
too,
together.
when you look at television for the last 10 or 15 years, it's been a lot of the parenthesis of the country sort of represented, and there's the whole middle part that exists all over the world that I think there's a desire to see your landscapes and your life, and so I think it really hits a lot of tender spots.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it touches to it's not, it is about, there's something relatable about, the simple life,
Yeah.
and it's not it's not simple. It's still extremely complicated. It just doesn't, it's not often portrayed that way, and I just got to say, this girl did such an amazing job on the show. It was so much fun to work with her. It really was, because this could be one thing or it could be something else, and we really both worked at making this something else.
Yeah,
Because there's a complexity to this relationship that it was really fun to work out. Okay, how do we make this so it feels really real and people are gonna go, oh my God, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
That dude needs to figure his shit out, because he's, whatever it is, we really talked about that stuff and it made it a lot of fun.
You two are magic together, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a second season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Me too.